Hi delegates, my name is Abdalla Ibrahim. I'm a second year student at the African Leadership Academy. I come from the Arab Republic of Egypt and I'm currently serving ALAMAU as it's the Director of Committee Dynamics. So now you've been passed through the full debate in its both type, formal and informal. You've been working collaboratively and discussed crucial parts of your topic and have already been inside several unmoderated caucuses where you were discussing possible solutions and also working on your working paper. At this point of time, if you feel that you are confident, if you feel that you already discussed enough and you as a committee decided, okay, we're done debating, we're done discussing this issue at hand, this will be the most suitable time for you to move on to voting procedure. Voting procedure is considered the very crucial aspect of the conference. This is where the final decisions and the most ultimate substantive decisions will be taken for the full conference. You will be taking final decision on what sort of policies your committee should adopt and how would you decide on what resolutions should pass. Voting procedure is considered the most prestigious and the most rigorous order of proceeding in the entire conference, and usually in the ALAMAU 2024 it will be taking a full day for itself to conduct and finish voting procedure. So before entering voting procedure, we shall do a recap. During your unmoderated caucus, you have already discussed your working paper. You have already submitted it to your dais. Your dais checked its formatting and approved it. The moment your dais approved your working paper, it's now transferred into a draft resolution. After your dais approved it, they will be expecting you to move a motion to present your draft resolution based on the code assigned by your dais to this draft resolution. Two representatives from the committee will have 5 minutes to come out and read out only the operative clauses as it is. There is no expansion on the clauses, there is no explanation, only read out your operative clauses. Be aware that if you try to explain, if you try to add anything else, your dais will call you to order. You only have to read your operative clauses. After that, immediately after presenting your resolution, the committee will automatically enter into a 2 versus 2 debate, where 2 speakers will speak in favor of the draft resolution on the floor and presented, and 2 speakers will speak against the draft resolution on the floor. This proceeding shall be repeated for all draft resolutions submitted and approved by the dais. Next, after that, you shall move a motion to close debate. At this point of time, that's when you decide you are done debating and you are done discussing, and you shall move a motion to close debate. This motion requires a qualified majority to pass, and once this motion is passed, the committee automatically enters a voting procedure. All doors are automatically locked, not passing is completely suspended, and only specific motions that will be announced by the dais shall be entertained. Next, the committee will move on into voting on the presented amendments, and please be aware that the dais will only accept amendments that are submitted to the dais before closing debate. Once the debate is closed, the dais will not accept any more submitted amendments. After voting on all the amendments on the floor, the dais will move a motion for the division of the question. A motion for the division of the question, it's basically represents a motion where a delegate wants to protect a specific clause. So you as a delegate saying, for example, clause number 3 from resolution 1.0, this delegate finds this crucial and, for example, needs it to be protected. How the motion for the division of the question goes? It goes into 2 main aspects, a procedural aspect and a substantive aspect. The procedural aspect, where you enter a 2 versus 2 debate saying why should we even consider a motion for the division of the question. At this point, you are not debating the substance of this clause or this group of clauses. You are only debating the procedural part. Why is it different to vote on it? You may debate, for example, that this clause is somewhat detached to the full resolution, so it's important to consider it alone. After the 2 versus 2 debate, you conduct a voting that requires a simple majority to pass for you even to consider or move forward for the motion of the division of the question. After this motion passes, the clause is extracted, and then it will be voted on alone using a substantive vote, which requires a qualified majority, which is 2/3 of the committee. If the second vote passes, your clause is protected, and even if the full resolution failed, this clause shall be in whatever resolution this committee passes. However, if the second voting fails, this clause will be lost forever, and the committee shall move on into voting on the rest of the resolution. After voting on the division of the question, you will move on into voting on the resolution as a whole. That's when you say, okay, we're done the amendments, which is the edits. If you want to strike, if you want to change a clause, if you want to add a clause, you're done with the amendments, you're done with the division of the question. At this point, you are voting on the full resolution. Voting on a full resolution is that the committee will expect you to vote on only a specific motions to use it for voting. There is a roll call vote where the dais will call on each and every member of the committee in alphabetical order, and in the first round of voting, every delegate is expected to respond with in favor with rights, against with rights, abstain or pass. Please be aware that if you indicated at the roll call at the start of the voting procedure that you are present and voting, you are not allowed to abstain. And if you voted in favor with rights or against with rights, you will be expected to deliver a 30-second speech after the commencement, after the end of the first round of voting, to indicate why did you vote in favor or against. If you voted pass in the first round of voting, you are telling the dais, I will wait until the second round of voting and until hearing the rest of the in favor speaking with rights or the against speaking with rights for me to decide as a delegate on what is my vote and what is my stance for this resolution. This is the first type of vote, which is a roll call vote. The second type of vote, which is a clause by clause vote. You're basically saying this committee should vote on every clause alone in this committee, and if a clause passes, it stays. If a clause fails, it is deleted. And then after voting on every single clause, the committee shall vote on the rest of the resolution as a whole. The third type of vote, which is adoption by acclamation. You as the delegate, if you move this motion, you are telling the committee, this resolution, I find it perfect, I found it very suitable for this committee should adopt it immediately. When you move a motion for an adoption by acclamation, the dais will check if there are any objections for this motion. If there were even one single objection, this motion fails. The fourth type of voting, which is tabling a resolution. This time it's quite opposite to the adoption by acclamation, where you as a delegate saying this resolution is highly irrelevant and is not suitable for this committee, we should just discard it immediately. When someone moves a motion for a table of a resolution, the committee will enter automatically a 2 versus 2 debate, with 2 speakers speaking in favor of tabling a resolution and discarding this resolution, and 2 speakers speaking against the table of the resolution and saying, no, this resolution shall be considered for a fair voting. Finally, when you decide what type of vote the committee will vote on this resolution, and once a resolution passes, the chair will announce that clapping is in order, and if it doesn't, the chair shall move on into the next resolution. Be aware that in voting a resolution, multiple resolutions can pass. So it's not only one resolution that shall pass and the others will not. Multiple resolutions and even up to 3 resolutions can pass in a single committee. After the end of the voting on all the resolutions on the floor, the committee will automatically exit voting procedure. The doors will be open again. You can continue passing notes, and normally the dais will be expecting the committee to move a motion to the adjournment of the session until next year.